JMS Brewery. Brew hard.
G'day guys, happy Homebrew Wednesday, cheers. Good stuff. Well, as you can see, the brew room has expanded. I told you to put my new wall in. I just added some lighting, so it's all coming along. It's just very bright. I feel like I need sunglasses on when I turn that thing on, but yeah, it's coming along. If you look down there, I'm going to put another wall in there this weekend, and I'm going to have my main fermentation fridge. This one here I'm not actually using, but I'm using that as if I have too many kegs full of beer, which doesn't happen with me because I've got too small a system. I only brew maximum of like 21 litre batches. So that main fridge there, I've got the temperature controller for it. That's the one I use to control my mash and that sort of stuff. But getting onto the control panel but I'm going to move my other main fermentation fridge in here on the weekend, put a new wall up, so I'll have my fermentation fridge, my keg storage fridge, and I might even take a month off drinking and try and fill it up with kegs. You know, wishful thinking, but we do what we do. So just on the weekend I actually brewed with the Tactical Gecko again. Didn't bother filming anything. We just came over, had a social. It was good, a few beers, and had a great time. I think we were about 3 o'clock in the morning. He got in the cab and went home. Pretty tired, but we had a good time. It's always good. And just on that, actually, we were sitting there and he actually said to me, I was about to put on another movie or something like that. We were just talking and, you know, watching TV or whatever and having beers, and he said, just pull this up. It's called How Beer Saved the World, and I recommend you guys to do this. How Beer Saved the World, and it was an amazing documentary. If you guys haven't seen it, please check it out. It is great. Just things that you wouldn't believe it, how beer sort of, in the old days, you know, they couldn't drink water because it was rancid, and you know, they got water from a duck pond, and they actually, you know, it was horrible. The scientists checked it all out, and it was, you know, it'd almost kill you if you drank it. Duck fecal and that in it, and they fermented an old beer recipe in it, and it came good. You could actually, you know, this horrible duck fecal water, and they actually brewed a beer out of it. Amazing. But that's just the beginning. I'm not going to go on about it. Check it out, honestly. And also my brewery control panel, it's coming along slowly. On the weekend I started cutting out parts of the door, so it's the panel can actually hinge open. And I've got my current meter, my ignition key, power panel light. I've got the 2 Cestos PIDs in there, and the crappy Burmy one, which is going to be replaced with another D1S Cestos. And the other thing I'm going to do too is they come with these horrible K-type sensors. We can just show you these ones. And I think the company's called Urba Equipment or something like that, and they like, I mean, this comes with a little metric sort of, it's hard for you to see in there, like it's where is it? Find this one. Wires wires and crap everywhere. No, that's not it. This is the one. So have a look at that. I mean, it's if you can just get focus. That's a nightmare. It's some sort of 8mm metric sort of connection, and it'll leak and everything. You've got to try and put it in your little elbow, and I don't know how good the quality and how reliable it is. So the other one, the Tactical Gecko's gone and ordered. He's already got his ones, and they're all braided lines like this, and they come with little plugs and everything. They can plug them into the panel, and they're a 3-pin instead of just a 2-pin, so they'll be a lot more accurate. And you can actually, they're 1/2 inch, so you can screw them straight into my little temperature control elbow there. That'll be a lot better for it, so I'll be a lot happy with that. And I'll just put up a couple of pictures. This is, you know, my progress on the panels. So that's it, cutting it out. And what I did was I sort of cut it out with a renovator, and then started to file it with a file just to try and get them all square and even. And I've got a video even, I'll put that up. I've got 2 videos. Have a look at the first one here. You'll notice that it's got a red panel light for the power, and then I thought the green one would be better with that, so then I could use the red ones for alarm, that sort of stuff. And I'm going to use the other 2 green ones for the pump, because I'm going to have 2 pumps, and I'm going to use the I've got 3 yellow ones or orange ones. This is them here. 3 orange ones. They're going to be for each element, and just still working out the design on the alarm. So when the system turns on, it'll do a self-check on, you know, if any elements are turned on or pumps and that sort of stuff, and the alarm will go off, beep 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 beep, and I'm going to make it disengage power to the solid state relays and the pumps and that sort of stuff, just so that it's all safe and it won't go and turn the panel on if you've got no water in your HLT, and it'll end up blowing your element up, because that happens really quick. If you don't have an element in water, I mean, it's seconds and the thing just bang, it's gone. So yeah, progress continues with that, so we're going pretty well. The other day I actually got some, went and bought some hops, got some half a kilo of Mochueka, half a kilo of Citra, and I've still got some El Dorado left. And with the yeast, I've been using US-05. That's been fine for me, but I thought I'd get into, got some Nottingham going at the moment. It'll give me a little bit more esters, citrusy sort of esters maybe, or we'll soon find out. And have a look at this, look at the activity going. That's cranking. It's going well, isn't it? And the old stir plate, worth its weight in gold. Fantastic. And I'm looking down, just checking my list. The next brew I was going to do was going to be for Strat, but actually if you look at Looney Larry TV, he's actually said that there's going to be a Strat Memorial Brew Day on the 29th of July, and they're going to do an Amarillo Smash. So I'll try and find out a little bit more information in that, but I'd really like to participate in that and honour our good old mate. So raise your glass to Strat. Cheers, old mate, Strat. And that's pretty much it. Still going away, just juggling everything around, getting it all done. As I said with my panel, I want to get my panel all nicely painted, paint it all black, sand it all back and paint it all black, make it all nice. And where I was going to put it was just up here. So I'm going to take those shelves off, have the panel there. It's the best way for the wiring. And this bench I've got going here at the moment, I'm going to have the HLT where that fan is, and then going to have HLT there, mash tun in the corner, and a recirculation system, and then boil kettle here. So that's the plan. So I'm going to have to rip that top of that bench off and make it wider. It'll definitely support the weight, but it's the only thing that'll stand in my way is not a big thing, just a tiny little thing called cash. It's because that's as you do. When Paul Wicksteed, was buying his doing his brewery and all that sort of stuff, and if you watch the interview between Tony Yates and him, he was talking about he'd buy something from off eBay for $50 here and there, because I think the whole setup cost him about 8 to 10 grand, whatever. And but I mean, you can't do it all at once. Just like you don't get anyone who just goes into the brew shop and goes, right, I'm going to buy everything brand new right now. Like I'm not talking about a fermenter and someone wants to do kit and kill. I'm talking about going and buying a big HLT and big mash tun and big gas powered boil kettle and all that sort of stuff. We all sort of build it up as we go, as we learn more. We want better stuff, brew better beer. So that's about it for me, and cheers guys, and catch you next week. Happy Homebrew Wednesday.